realm of bodybuilding training, and even among some powerlifters, the value of utilizing slower eccentrics, right, going down in 4, maybe 5 seconds, is known to have a lot of value, mostly for hypertrophy building. We know that going slower on the eccentric tends to have a greater impact on muscle hypertrophy, mostly by increasing mTor activation. mTor is the light switch that initiates protein synthesis, building muscle. So there's no doubt that including slower eccentrics, sometimes, not all the time in your training, if your goal is to build muscle, it has a lot of benefits. But what about athletic development, and more specifically, speed development? On one side, you have those who will say, well, and it's true, that the faster you go down, the more you activate the stretch reflex, the more potential energy you're storing in your tendons and muscle, and the more you can use that potential energy and stretch reflex to produce more acceleration. So when you want to build more speed, it would make sense from a theoretical standpoint to go as fast as possible on the eccentric while you're still maintaining control. And by extension, it would seem that using a slower eccentric, where you minimize the amount of force at the turnaround point. If I'm going slow on the way down, there's very little force to be absorbed before I'm switching direction. So the stretch reflex is not activated as much, and I don't accumulate potential energy to be used to propel myself up. So it is true that if I'm training to maximize speed or strength, a slower eccentric might not be the best option. Does it mean, though, that it doesn't have any purpose? No. Because it would be short-sighted to only look at the effect of going slow or fast on the speed of the concentric. So if I'm going fast on the eccentric, yes, I'm going to go faster on the concentric, but is it the only benefit of the eccentric? Now, if I want to get faster, I want to get bigger, I want to get stronger, the benefit of the eccentric might have a different role. Now, if my goal is simply to get faster, are there benefits to a slow eccentric? I say yes, for 2 main reasons. The first reason is a slow eccentric will have a greater impact on the development of the tendons and the distal portion of the muscle, the part of the muscle closer to the tendinous attachment. Now, when you are building those tendons, and the part of the muscle connecting to the tendon, you're making them thicker and more resilient, it will make the tendon capable of absorbing and storing more potential energy. A thicker tendon will accumulate more energy during a fast eccentric. So yes, doing a fast eccentric allows you to store more energy. But building your tendons up by doing periods of slow eccentrics will increase the potential of your tendons to store energy, making those fast eccentric in the future more effective. You're building the structure to make them more effective in the future. Don't be short-sighted. Yes, absolutely. A fast eccentric will be better for speed and power. Absolutely. But if you only do that because it's better, then you never will build those tendons as much as possible, and having thicker tendons will make the fast eccentric better. You are investing in your future. Even if the slow eccentrics don't lead to immediate power improvement as much as the fast ones, you are building your potential to increase power in the future. And that's not all. The other thing is, thicker tendons are more resilient to injuries. So if you can train more without creating inflammation or creating injuries, then you're going to be able to lift heavier and more explosively, more often recover faster, and recover faster from the field of play. So it is another benefit of the slower eccentrics. And of course, the slow eccentrics allow you to maintain optimal lifting technique. So there's no doubt that the slow eccentric, structurally speaking, will help you in the future become more powerful. There's one last benefit, is that during an eccentric, the body tends to utilize more the fast twitch fibers than the slower twitch fibers. And of course, we know that the fast twitch fibers are more powerful. When you want to run fast, jump high, change direction quickly, and you want those fast twitch fibers to be as developed as possible. So using a slow eccentric will allow you to improve the size and strength of those fast twitch fibers, as well as your capacity to quickly and easily recruit them. So you're training your brain to be better at utilizing the fast twitch fibers. So that's why utilizing slow eccentrics, even though they are not as sport specific, and even though in the short term they might not lead to the same positive and quick increase in power production, they are an investment in making your body more responsive to high power methods in the future. So I definitely like to use them with athletes. In a future capsule, I'm going to show you what I consider to be the perfect rep, which combine slow eccentrics and the use of the stretch reflex. So stay tuned.